Alright guys, in today's video I wanted to show you a game that has been a bit more properly revealed at the Unity's GDC Showcase event, which also revealed some other games, but this one right here had my full attention. Not only because of how just great it looks graphically, but because of the game's premise. This is Ferocious, a beautiful FPS action survival game that is being made by one single developer. It is said that Ferocious is a true passion project of his, and he's been working on it for a very long time now, but just recently decided to try to get some funding to develop the project more seriously. This latest showcase will most definitely put him on the map, and I'm glad it will, because Ferocious is kind of looking like an awesome experience. In Ferocious, the player finds a mysterious tropical island hidden in fog while searching for missing journalists. The island is being colonized by hostile forces which try to gain control over it, but the island is a brutal place for humans. Also, it's hot, it's foggy and rainy, covered with steep cliffs and dark jungles, and it is inhabited by horrifying creatures. Which can be seen here are different kind of dinosaurs and other creatures, and they will be much stronger than you, which is where the survival element comes in. The enemies struggle for survival just as much as the player. To find the missing journalist, the players will have to fight both the enemies as well as the island itself. While trying to survive, he discovers that there is something seriously weird going on the island, as it seems to have its own ecosystem with all kinds of strange creatures. There are many prehistoric and some fantastical creatures on the island, like Meganura, dinosaurs, giant crabs, giant scorpions, sharks, and etc. It is constantly raining on the island, making it impossible to create fire, and everything is wet and muddy. This can put a lot of strain on the player's equipment, which can cause the guns to jam if not treated properly. You can craft new things to get ahead of the island, build yourself a shelter, get weapons, and so much more. The game has a theme of man versus nature, where humans are at the bottom of the food chain and can only survive using their tools and raw violence. While the island is terrifying, it's also supposed to be beautiful and fascinating, and a place that should just be left alone. The human invaders damage it and just don't belong there. To emphasize this, the gameplay is quite violent, and while combat against humans is mostly action-oriented, it changes to horror as soon as creatures are encountered. The game is divided into big semi-linear levels with 1 to 2 hours of gameplay each. Each level takes place at a different biome and at a specific time of day and night. The level structure is not final though, but could be something like this. The level 1 is barren coast during early noon. Level 2, deep lush jungle during high noon. Level 3, high mountains and its caves during sunset. Level 4, jungle at coast during night. And level 5, coast again during sunrise, and so on. The game uses the HDRP for rendering, and the environments have been built mainly using Quixel and some assets from the store, after carefully adapting them to the art style. All of the first-person animations, the big jungle trees, most of the creatures, and the voice acting were created by this solo developer. Here is some of the things the developer created himself for Ferocious: a completely interactive and partially destructible vegetation that will react to the player's movement, but also to anything that is happening around. You can shoot them up, make them fall with your machete to use as crafting items, and so on. He also created the water volumes the player can swim and dive in with GPU fluid simulations for surface waves. We have the vehicles the players can use to traverse levels quicker. There is the dynamic climbing for the player, which he can climb almost anything. What I love the most that is created is the completely destructible environment and buildings, which is looking awesome from these small gameplay clips that we've had. For one developer to create detailed destruction like this while other studios struggle to is quite the spectacle. He also created a real-time ocean that will again react to everything. There's going to be customizable weapons, dynamic weather, animals that hunt and eat each other, and much more. Gameplay-wise, the developer planned the game to be again separated into a series of big open levels that still have a clear objective that the player can approach in any way he sees fit. Now, many looking at this gameplay here will definitely recognize the Crysis look that it has for many of the things, well, especially in the graphics of course, but the thing is, Ferocious is using a completely different engine, with Unity, and still is capable of being almost identical to Crysis, which is using the Cry engine and had been made by a massive studio. Alright guys, let me know what you all think of it in the comments below, and if you'd like me to cover it more on the channel, then definitely drop a like onto this video, and of course subscribe to stay tuned. Also make sure you follow the creator of this game on Twitter in the description below. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Rain 236, Thunderbeard, Kian Zofagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rash Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a Survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.